Blah, blah, blah. Okay, the mic is working. Pause my restream on the back end. Okay, excuse me. So, alright, so I kind of want to make this video kind of quick, especially since if you've been doing a bunch of tomb forks, you kind of already know. It'd be nice that I can fix this eventually when I move to my house. But with that being said, I'm actually actively right now making a shit ton of money, so that's why I don't want to dilly-dally too long with this. So, alright, so first and foremost, if you don't know what Snowtomb or Frozen Tomb Finance is, basically it's a tomb fork, of course, that is on Avalanche blockchain. And from what I can tell, it seems like they started off with just Snowtomb Finance, and then the project pretty much almost died, like every other typical tomb fork. And then what the devs did was they decided to actually copy what 2Ohm and 3Ohm did, which is create a new website to basically support and bootstrap the first project, which in this case is Snowtomb. So Snowtomb is like 2Ohm, and the higher risk project with the higher yield is Frozen Tomb, which is this third one. Now it turns out the risk isn't that bad at all. It's actually the same risk, but you're getting way more rewards in the third website, or the new website, Frozen Tomb, which is how they intended to code it, because they want everybody to buy this thing. And it totally worked. I bought this at 0.05 AVAX, so it was 50% under peg. And Snowtomb is pegged to 0.1 AVAX. But on Frozen Tomb, Ftomb, right, Frozen Tombs, are pegged to 1 AVAX. So right now, the peg on Ftomb is 7 times higher than it should be. I don't know what the peg of FLOT is supposed to be. So for now, I'm going to assume it's supposed to be 10x AVAX. Or maybe it's 100, which kind of sounds like way too much. So I don't know what the peg on FLOT is. Hopefully I'll eventually find that out, or maybe someone else can. In fact, maybe I should just go to the documentation real quick. Because I do want to know. Frozen tokens. I'm hoping this could tell me what it is. Okay. Oh, okay. So I did want to know. I figured it was 12 months, but now I have confirmation. So the team has 5,000 flots, one, well, 49.99, but one's for the initial pool just to make sure that thing starts. So remaining flots is 60,000 to be distributed over 12 months. So yeah, they're topping exactly what 3Ohm and 2Ohm are doing. Yeah, so Ftomb is trying to be 1 AVAX in the long run. Yeah. So, yeah, but this actually, it doesn't really matter what the peg on FLOT or slot is, which is the shares, is because there's such a limited amount anyway, so they stopped printing anyway. Okay, so yeah, maybe I don't need to worry about it. All right, so I'm just going to do this really quick because I need to get back to making money, because if I'm not compounding, that means I get less, tokens. So what you want to basically do is you want to buy S2, you pair it up with AVAX, right? And, you pair up with AVAX, and this is what you can currently get. You can get 12.33% APR right now, and it'll pay you out in slots, which is their Snowtomb shares, which is this. Right now, the APR is a little bug as of me making this video, because they just sent in a Discord that they messed up a little bit, and they actually, I think from what it reads, they paid out all the rewards, but they forgot to pay off the 13,000 Snowtomb bond debt, which doesn't even sound like a lot, because how many of these clowns are out there? Yeah, there's like so many of these, so 13,000 is like 4, 5, 6% of the circulating supply. So yeah, but they said the APR in the boardroom is going to be a little lower just for this epoch. So, but yeah, right now it's paying out a lot because I got a shit ton of money this epoch. And I was like, whoa, I got a lot of money. Why is the APR so high? So right now you can make just good money just doing Snowtomb. However, the bigger money is actually right here in Frozen Tomb. This is actually what's sustaining everything right now. So basically, if you slot Snowtomb-AVAX LP in here instead, you're getting almost 23% daily APR. Now this is this is obviously temporary. because obviously the Genesis pool just ended on Frozen Tomb. So everything's just a little crazy, but for now, this is just basically the least amount of risk for free money. If you're feeling adventurous, you could go into these higher ones, because right now I'm in, where am I? So right now I'm in this one, STOMB-AVAX, right? And I'm glad I did this because on 2 and 3 I did the same thing. And then of course it just had its correction, so a lot of shit got killed. Right? So technically I might be down 40-50% unrealized loss, but I don't actually care because I actually want to buy more of that shit at a discount. And it's just gonna go back up eventually anyway once this little correction sorts itself out. Right now a lot of people are still scared, so whatever. That'll pass after 2-3 days. That seems to be typical for most people. Let's see. So you could also do slot AVAX for a slightly lower yield, which is 34.24%. So it's actually paying out more money. So that's good. That's weird. The multiplier on this is higher. Okay, well, whatever. In my case, I'm actually staking my slot in Snowtomb over here because that's what I've been doing until Frozen Tomb. So I'm not really going to pull it out. Plus, I'm totally okay with earning like this much money, right? It's like you're basically doubling your money like every couple days or maybe even every 24 hours. I don't know. I don't really feel like figuring it out. So the daily APR on FLOT, which is the Frozen Tomb lot, is about 108%. However, I kind of really would avoid doing that. What you could do instead is everything's paying out in flots. So you could take your rewards and just stake it in the boardroom, actually. Or I guess you could do the AVAX FLOT LP. I mean, the protocol kind of needs it too. I personally don't do that. I always go with the boardroom because I don't. Because remember, I don't like impermanent loss. So that's why I don't. That's why I try to do not a whole lot. Now, if you're really crazy, you can do Ftomb to AVAX LP. But it's paying only 60% daily APR, and on top of that, this thing is extremely high risk. Because it's 7x above PEG, right? Right. The PEG on Ftomb is 7x. The PEG of this is supposed to be 1-to-1 AVAX. So it's overpriced basically by 7x. So we just had a correction in 2 and 3 because it was way above PEG. What do you think is going to happen to Ftomb? And everyone, and even the devs and everyone in the Discord chat says that. But people are still buying this. So people want to do it. I mean, that's their business. I would not do that. Okay, just do either STOMB-AVAX LP or slot AVAX LP, right? All right, you take your Snowtomb stuff here and put it in this site, or just do the boardroom. All right, that's the safest thing to do. Let's see. So right now we go over to the boardroom for Frozen Tomb. A FLOT, right, with an F, is currently paying about a little under 31,000 APR. So I'm trying to figure this out. So this is paying out, I think, 90% daily APR. So what I am personally doing is this. Right now I'm in this pool. And then whatever FLOT I earn, I immediately sell it for 4 hours, right? And then with the big profit I get from that, I buy more STOMB-AVAX. And I keep refilling and refilling. So this LP gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Because the ultimate goal that I want is to go back to here and go back to farming slot. Because I really want more slots. Especially if the APR is going to jump like 3x. Because before it was paying out like 5,000 to 8,000 APR. And then all of a sudden it just jumped to whatever. So I don't know if it's because of that, little bug or if people... I don't know what's going on. All I know is I'm just making too much money here. And I'm spending every single penny buying more and more shit. I actually didn't realize that with very little money, because, obviously, took a big loss on Metaverse Pro, and they're launching tomorrow, so I'll eventually get all my money back, plus, a shit ton more to compensate us all for these troubles. Because there appears to be a kind of conflict, apparently, with, like, the final supply of Get Congruent. So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's just a formality. But with that being said, I want more of these slots. Okay, I want more. All right, because remember, I always want safety first, and then I can use, and then from there I use that as a foundation to take some profits from that to buy the more riskier stuff, right? That's why I do with 2 ohm and 3 ohm, and that's what I'm doing with Snowtomb and Frozen Tomb, because Snow is the safe one. The higher risk, higher reward one is Frozen. Oh, okay, so anyway, for 4 hours, because remember, an epoch is every 6 hours. So for the first 4 hours of the epoch, I constantly compound, right? Which means my STOMB-AVAX LP is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which means I earn more and more flots. Because look at this APR. This is insane. I'm pretty much going to stay in here forever until this daily APR becomes less than this. All right? Because the reason why this APR is so high is because everyone left this pool, the Snowtomb pool, to go into the Frozen Tomb pool, which is the point. And if you look at the price of STOMB, it's very close to peg. It's 0.1 whatever. So this thing really just cannot crash, right? So I'm actually glad that I'm going to pick up a lot of STOMB for very cheap, right? Think of it as like buying 2 ohm right now for like $2.20, essentially, or $2.50, which is a little bit above the price of Phantom right now, right? Because I didn't check the price of Phantom, but I know it's like $2.26 or something. So that's the whole point. And then when you do that, it's just like you pretty much just get free money, because that's literally what's happening. Because this daily APR, if you keep compounding it, especially multiple times a day, your actual rate of return is like close to 100% a day. So you're basically doubling your money every day, right? And you don't even have to care about the gas fees. Okay, so that's basically it. And then on the final 2 hours of the epoch, because right now it's 4:37, so in that case, when I'm done with this video, I'm immediately, well, actually, let me check. How much is in there right now? Yeah, obviously on my Chrome. All right, so I got like $58.72. So yeah, I'll probably compound. This is worth it for me to compound. Fuck it. So, you know. So in the final 2 hours of the epoch, I'm still trying to figure out what the number is, but I'm doing basically 4 hours, so basically 66% compound, the final 33%, I put it into the boardroom here. Because then because basically the APR is so high that whatever you put in the FLOT right now, basically you can just get all your money back by just dumping the Ftombs. Because you really do need to be dumping the Ftomb, because why are you going to buy Ftomb? This thing, the peg on this is going to 8x. That's way too high. That's way too high. So at some point, this thing is going to correct. Now, I think someone, or maybe it was the dev, said that maybe they want this to be 10x above peg. I don't know how is that sustainable if the way this thing is coded says that this is supposed to be 1-to-1 to AVAX. So I don't know. For now, I'm just going to, but for now, since I don't really know and I don't want to really deal with it, you know, I'll just get my FLOT for free, right? Right, I get my FLOTs for free. I dump it for 66% of the time, so I get free money. And I put that free money into STOMB-AVAX because this is the safest play, right? What am I saying? Oh, yeah. And then when I feed that into the FLOT boardroom, I just simply keep dumping Ftombs. And I just keep getting more and more money. Because eventually, yeah, there is going to be a correction, and I'm going to buy the hell out of the dip, right? It's going to drop like, what, 70, 80%, maybe 90? Well, I don't know about 90%. But when Ftomb ultimately does drop a ton, I'm going to have so much effing free money that, yeah, I am going to really enjoy buying that dip. So I'm kind of curious to see what's just going to happen. All right? And because I've staked into FLOT, it did say I need to wait 3 epochs in order to unstake it. But I was able to get my Ftomb reward immediately after just 1 epoch. So you don't even have to wait that much. Right? You just stake it, and then next epoch, you get your Ftomb from the boardroom here. Okay, so when all of this chaos is over, what should be the normal rate? Well, I'm thinking assuming everything goes back to kind of a little bit 1 to 2, like 2x above peg. The daily APR in Snowtomb should be around 3 to 5%. And on Frozen Tomb, it should be anywhere from 8 to 12%, with 10% most likely the average, like 8 to 10%, which is still really effing good. But right now, it's just everything's really new. There's so much money floating around. I'm telling you the strategy I'm personally using because it gives me the most amount of money with the least amount of risk. And of the two, I'm really looking at what is the least amount of risk. And so I've chosen STOMB-AVAX because, again, STOMB right now is very close to peg. So it really just can't go down that much further. But if you're crazy and you buy Ftomb, yeah, it's going up right now, but I mean, when this thing goes from 7.6 or 9 all the way down back to 1 or 2, you just lost like 75 to 85% of your money. Are you going to be happy with that? I'm not. And on top of that, the circulating supply is only going to keep increasing because, again, the boardroom for FLOT is mass producing shit tons of Ftombs, right? I mean, look at this APR. It's producing a lot of Ftombs, right? I don't think... Let me see. Okay, so it doesn't show the amount of FLOT staked because I don't have any money here, but the amount of FLOT that's staked right now says 17.56, and that's only going to go up because obviously we're all mass printing FLOTs right now from the, from all these farms. Look, everything's paying out in FLOTs, right, with an F. So, all right, I mean, if you want to ignore me, good luck, but don't come crying to me or on the comments saying, hey, I ignored you, Johnson, I just got my ass raped. It's like, yeah, I told you so. Right? And only you have the blame because I told you what the safest play is. Right? And remember, there's always natural risk when it comes to a tomb fork. Well, whatever. I mean, I don't even think it's really that big of a deal because we're in an uptrend now, right? I mean, look at the price of crypto and Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's pushing 45 grand, right? This shit's going higher. I also looked at the 10-year yield before I started streaming, right? It's actually stable. It's actually very stable. Not surprisingly, like Greg Manarino said, and I already knew this, stock markets are up. Everything's going up, my friends. All right, we're going to make it, and we're going to make a lot of money. So just don't be stupid and be like this guy. Like in the Elite Crypto Discord, someone said that someone sold like 50 million or 100 million universe tokens, and then he immediately bought Solarium, and then he lost 80% once they rug pulled. Couple of hours ago. So that's actually some karma for you. All right. So don't be like that guy. All right. You want strong, consistent, safe games. That's why I've stopped doing all these new launches. I got some projects that I've been looking at for a couple of weeks. I might just snipe those launches, but then after that, I mean, I'm perfectly happy doing this. It's safer. I don't have to worry as much, and it's just consistent. Just keep working. It's a very easy grind for me. Very easy grind. And considering how much money I'm making, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to clear like $2,000-$3,000 today probably. Probably even more. I don't want to tell you how much money I'm using, but it's much less than you would think. Right? That's how freaking good this is. I'm like, wow. No wonder everyone's so obsessed with tomb forks. And then once I make all this money, and eventually there's going to be probably a correction. Not so much in Snowtomb, because Snowtomb already had its correction, so the price is actually correct. It's Frozen Tomb that's going to have the correction, but because the only thing I'm going to be really holding is FLOT, then I don't really care, because I got these FLOTs for free, so I really don't have to care. All right, I want to buy the dips in Frozen Tomb. I'm going to try to buy the dip in 2 ohm and 3 ohm, and I'm still eyeing bomb.money because I did the video on that yesterday, because it's not holding the peg, it's losing the peg. I might have some inside knowledge about that project, so I'm really looking at, wanting to buy bomb.money because I do want exposure to Bitcoin, which is something I haven't done in like a long time, right? Because eventually I figured out, oh, I should just buy an altcoin to get exposure to Bitcoin because it was cheaper. It was just cheaper and faster, right? Because I can't tell you how many times when I used to use Bitcoin, just when I was first getting started with cryptocurrencies back in like 2010, 2011, I absolutely hated that I would have to wait like a couple hours to get my shit. I don't remember what it was I was trying to buy at the time, but I really needed that transaction to finish quickly, and it did not. And I always got mad because of it. Oh yeah, I probably wanted to buy like an altcoin, and then I couldn't do it because Bitcoin was so effing slow. and then I missed the boat, and I had to pay more for whatever it is I was buying at the time. And that made me very unhappy. So that's why I'm always a very altcoin-centric guy, right? The reason why we're all here is because I'm very altcoin friendly, right? I'm in many, many different projects, right? I'm in a shit ton of projects, and I always will continue to be, right? Because I want the best ideas from everybody. That's why I don't like maximalism. Whether you're a Bitcoin maximalist or a Dogcoin maximalist, that's a terrible way to think. That's a terrible way to think. Because no one man or woman is ever going to have all the answers. Believe me, I happen to know a lot. More than most people. And the reason why I do that is because I listen to a bunch of different people. All right? And I bring it all together. And then you benefit from that because I just throw all that here on this YouTube. So go ahead, go make money. If you forgot what I said, just rewatch this. I'm going to go back because basically I'm losing money now because I'm doing this shit. So I'll see you in the next video, which will maybe be tomorrow because I'm only doing one video today. Yeah, the next one's going to be grape and wine finance. So, and then Sim actually revealed his projects, so, at least in the Discord, so, I already forgot what was the name of his thing. Well, I'm going to wait till he has more, like, stuff, and then I'll make sure I get his permission. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's, you all know Sim Sala or Sim. He's creating his own project. He's also involved in High Point. I didn't actually know he's on High Point, but he's working on the contract for High Point. So very legit guy. He's the third person I was referring to that's working on a secret crypto project, which is still kind of technically secret, but I'll let you know what it is. It's not. Progress is really going smoothly on it, but you know obviously it's not ready to launch yet. So don't worry. There's gonna be plenty of whatever. So you have plenty of notice, and you know whatever. I'll leave it at that. Wow. This is insane. This is insane. I wish well, actually, maybe it's a good thing I didn't do this sooner because, you know, everybody was losing their shirt. All right. I'll see you next video, maybe tomorrow or Friday. I don't know. I don't know when it is, but I'll see you very soon. Thanks. But yeah, go make a kill.